Hey guys, what's up? Dustfood here. Today I wanted to do a different type of video. I wanted to do one without a script. I didn't write anything out for this one. I just kind of collected my thoughts and hit record. But this is something I wanted to talk about for a while, and it would seem that it's on a lot of people's minds. So if I go on YouTube right now, forgive the sound of my mouse clicking in the background if you hear that. I am a professional YouTuber. But a few days back, so this would have been 2 days from the time of recording, Rapid Main made a video called DBD Spaghetti Goat Breaks Again. And in this, he expressed some frustration at the way that it seems like we can't go even a single update without the game just absolutely pooping its pants, crapping all over itself, just making a mess of itself. I mean, you know, it should have been a triumphant moment when Ringu came to Dead by Daylight and we got the Sadako Rising chapter. But instead, what we ended up taking out of that was bugs on bugs on bugs on bugs, some of which he didn't even mention in this video. He covered most of them, and I'm going to link the video as well as the other one I'll be mentioning down below. So please do go give those a watch. You know, obviously don't let me be the be all end all for your DBD news, because this is really just more opinion. I guess he was covering more news, but yeah, just to name a few off the top of my head, there was one that he didn't cover that's really been an issue for me, is the new stun bug. And please comment below if you've noticed this too. So I've noticed this as a survivor and a killer. Recently, I was playing a game on RPD, I was the Huntress, and I go to pick up this Jake I had downed, and the teammate runs around, hits a perfect stun on me, and for whatever reason, I don't drop him. I didn't get stunned. I made a mistake. I should have been stunned, but for whatever reason, I wasn't. And that's not even really getting into it. Obviously, you know about Objective Obsession and Wake Up and the massive issues that have been caused by their bugs. I'm sure you know about the Battle Preschool maps, how all of a sudden the doors are just missing. Don't know where they are, but they're gone. So can't have shit in Springfield. Damn. But I mean, yeah, it's just every time they put out an update. And by the way, there are a lot more. Again, watch Rapid's video. He covers the actual bugs in more detail. But it's just insane to me that they can't do something as simple as releasing a new patch without without basically killing the game. So Rapid did that, and again, please do forgive me for I should have, I guess, had these ready. So Dowsey put one out today. At the time of recording, he put this out 2 hours after 2 hours before I started recording this. So does Dead by Daylight need Operation Health? And basically, again, that'll be linked down below. Please go watch it. Basically, what Dowsey goes over in this one is Rainbow Six Siege, which is a game I used to play a lot. How they took 3 months off just to fix the game. No new content, none of that, just fixing the core issues of the game. And it worked. You know, for all the toxicity of the community, from a technical standpoint, Rainbow Six Siege is great. I love it. And it basically, Dowsey asked the question, does Dead by Daylight need to do the same thing? Take some time off and do an Operation Health. And that's why I say apparently this topic has been on people's minds, because I had been wanting to make a video on it, and when over the course of 2 days, you have two very large DVD creators both make a video on this, it kind of made me say, okay, this is something that a lot of people are talking about, and I wanted to offer my 2 cents on it. And I don't think that it's going to be the most popular opinion. I don't expect this to be one where everyone says, oh yeah, food's spot on, another banger take, you're really killing it, dude, this is a good one. Because my short answer is no. I don't think they need to do an Operation Health. And I realize, geez, I just can already see the comments. I realize that's not what people want to hear. I realize that it's a lot more profitable to kind of attack and go on the offensive. And by the way, I'm not saying that's what either of these guys did. Especially like in Rapid's video, he even says, look, I love this game. I love the devs. Please just fix these issues. And Dowsey's video, just to kind of summarize, it was generally a consensus of like, it'd be nice, but I don't know, you know, how that would all work. You know, what could they realistically do? And my take is kind of along those lines, but I look at behavior and I look at their history. I look at what they've done as a company, right? I look where behavior's been. I look where they're going. I see a company that takes forever to do anything. So my main concern, and maybe this is a cop-out, maybe this is me having an issue, but my main concern with doing an Operation Health for Dead by Daylight is that I just don't think 3 months would be nearly enough. I think for Dead by Daylight to do a real quote-unquote Operation Health, what they would have to do would be astronomical, by behavior standards especially. Actually, but you know what, that's not a fair dig. It would actually be pretty astronomical by anybody's standards. For them to fix the game, and I mean well and truly fix the game, not kick the can down the road so it can break later, they would have to rewrite the code. They would have to go in, and they would have to maybe outsource it, I don't know. Find somebody, if that person's not on their staff, which I'm not saying it's not, I don't know. I don't know who all they have employed, but find somebody or some team that can rewrite the code in such a way that it will not break every time they add something new to the game. Because look, I'm not a technical guy. I don't know much about coding, but even I can grasp the basic concept that when everything's spaghetti coded, the basic flaw of spaghetti coding is that when you add something new to the game, something else is going to break almost definitely, and it's going to be random, right? What does the Sadako Rising chapter have to do with Wake Up? Nothing. It has nothing to do with Wake Up. It only broke Wake Up because spaghetti coding, that's how it works. And that's the crux of the issue. If behavior were to do an Operation Health, it would have to be a complete rewrite of the code. And not only do I not see them doing that, I don't think they can afford to do that. Right now, behavior is in a tenuous position. It is no secret to anybody that the player base has been and continues to bleed, right? The player count is going down, down, down. And I'm not saying the game's dead. I'm not even saying it's dying. Some people rather intelligently have pointed out that, part of the reason the player count is going down is because you had two massive spikes in player base from Stranger Things to Resident Evil, and you also had a big spike for Silent Hill, by the way. And with those big spikes, naturally not every player is going to stick around. So just a little side note there, that I understand that as much as we like to milk that cow, maybe it's not a massive cause for concern. It's a cause for concern for sure, but I think this is the type of area where it becomes fair to point it out. Like, can they really afford to take time off? And then conversely, can they afford not to? Because both situations are kind of risky for them here, right? If they just keep going, as things are, what they're going to see is this continuing pattern of introduce something new to the game, and then the game's broken for at least 2 weeks. And I wish that were not the case. I wish that's not how things worked, but it is. It is how it works, and it's been like that since I started playing Dead by Daylight. I think it's one of the more interesting aspects of Dead by Daylight that when a new chapter comes out, you have to get hyped for the new killer, the new survivor, the new map, the new perks, and also the new bugs, because new bugs do come out with every single chapter. And it's crazy. Sometimes they're very minor, and sometimes, like in the case of this past one, they're major. I mean, keep in mind, multiple perks were able to completely crash the client of players. That is a major, major bug. And some of them, Wake Up, that was almost like, snap, boom, they've done it. They've kill switched it, it can't hurt anyone anymore. But then Objective Obsession, what was it, 3 days, 4 days that it stayed up? And look, I'm not trying to be an alarmist here. I try to be laid back. I try to keep a chill tone with everything. But as somebody who really loves this game and really wants to see it do well, I find myself decidedly torn by what behavior should do. Because on the one hand, first off, let me go in and say this right now. No, they should not do Operation Health before the anniversary event. You have got to do the anniversary event. They have set this up as their Super Bowl, as their WrestleMania, as their World Series, their World Cup, whatever you want to call it. Their Olympics, if you must, right? This is their big event, and they have got to go through with it. They've got to do the anniversary event. However, after the anniversary event, would it be the worst thing if they just decided, okay, now we're going to take a few months off? I don't know. That's the question. Do we believe that 3 months would be enough? Because one thing Dowsey wisely pointed out is that just like Rainbow Six, Dead by Daylight operates on a 3-month schedule. So every 3 months, you get a new chapter. And hypothetically, you would be sacrificing one chapter for game health. And that's where it kind of comes down to my ultimate opinion here, right? I am all for Operation Health. All for it. If they realistically think that they can rewrite the code in 3 months. If they can't do that, I'm out. I don't have much interest in it. If they cannot make substantial and meaningful changes, I'm not interested. If what they give us after 3 months of no new content is something equivalent to the big health the health patch they did when they released Michaela, where a lot of killers got touched up, a lot of perks got reworked, you know, it was a good time for the game, right? That's not enough. That's not enough for 3 months. But if they can come out and say, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to rework the game. And this is going to, it's going to kind of suck because generally, you know, you're not going to get anything new. You're not going to get anything new. And I know I repeated that. I was trying to start a new thought, but then I realized it sounded like I just was listing off bullet points, and I put you're not going to get anything new for 2 of them. like step 1, you get nothing new. But step 2, and this is exciting, you get nothing new. I realized how it sounded as soon as I said it. But anyway, if they could take the time to fix the game, I'm all for it. But this is the issue. It's behavior we're talking about. Are they realistically going to do it? I kind of doubt it. And I realize that a lot of people, because we all come from a place of passion, I don't think that's questioned, right? We come from a place of passion when it comes to behavior and Dead by Daylight, and we really, really want this game to work. I don't know that it's going to be super popular for me to say, no, now's not the time. But, you know, there are times to do things and times not to do things. And with the new challenger on the block in VHS, and by the way, VHS is the most legitimate challenger they've had since Friday the 13th. With VHS coming around, and the anniversary event coming up, with those 2 things kind of sandwiching them, now is not the time. I would say do the anniversary event, and then let's reevaluate. Let's see where we are. And I don't say that to be a fence sitter. I say that because, again, I want what's best for the game. So get the big boost of the anniversary event. Because, again, we're assuming it's something big. So I want to kind of circle back around to the talk about Resident Evil and Silent Hill and how they've popped the game, right? How they've taken these numbers for the peak players and the average players, and they've shot them way into the stratosphere. I think that if they can have a really, really big deal for the anniversary event, somebody along the lines of Jason, I'm not saying Jason, I'm saying something along those lines in terms of massive impact on the game. If they can do something like that, I think they would be able to ride out the 3 months of no new content. And by the way, after those 3 months, you don't have to, I think people don't realize that if they do 3 months, it's really kind of 6 months. But what you could do is take those 3 months to exclusively work on the game. And then after those 3 months, you could start a meaningful and fun teaser to, hey, here's what's coming next. Maybe give us one of those roadmaps that game companies love doing. Yada, yada, boom. You're in the green. The community's happy with it. Let's go. Do I think that it would kill the game? No, I don't. I think they could afford 3 months off. And that's what I would like to see. So it's kind of a long and winding way to say it, but I would say, do they need Operation Health? Yes, but not right now. I say get through the anniversary event, spike the player base as much as you can, and then look, let me go on and clarify what will happen. This is not a prediction, this is a spoiler, right? Paul Heyman. This is what will happen. Let's say, for the sake of, I don't know, let's say the anniversary event is a Shining chapter. Ooh, fun, it's the Shining. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. It's it. It's whatever. Okay, great. You bring in all the new players. You bring back some of the old. Wow, the game's doing well. What will happen is within the next 3 months, the player base will start to bleed, and you'll get the videos of, oh, the game's dying, the game's dying, the game's dying. Because look, content creators, myself included, we see these things and we say, uh-oh. But I'm going on and calling it out right now and saying that unless something drastic is happening, like they're dropping insane numbers due to some kind of controversy or something, I won't make that video. That's a promise right now. if they do Operation Health after the anniversary event, I will not make that video unless there are some crazy extenuating circumstances. Because I do think the game ultimately needs this. The spaghetti code has got to go. It has got to be fixed. But I don't know. That's me. That's my take on it. I would love to hear what you guys have to say, because every time I go to the comments, I'm always very pleasantly surprised by, I guess, the intelligence of what's said. You guys really like to debate things in the comments, and it's really cool to see. So please do offer your thoughts on this. Do they need an Operation Health? Do they need it now? Do they need it later? You know, is my time frame too late? Is it too early? When would you like to see it, if you'd like to see it at all? I guess that's going to do it for me. I don't really have much else to offer on this one, but I realized this was not a super high production value video, but I wanted to get this one out there because I had wanted my thoughts on it as well. I wanted to chime in, and I guess that's going to do it for me. So until next time, I've been Das Food. Take care of yourselves, enjoy your time, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye, friends.